moved it along was that Neil Levine from Penalty
Records. Now they relaunched for this project, right? This is like the first project,
This is the
right?
first project.
Yeah.
And he reached out through somebody who's our publisher, Michelle Bear, and basically said, she basically told him that we had this group and whatever, and he was like, oh wow, really? Okay, yeah, let's have a meeting. And so we had a meeting, talked about it. He was excited. We showed him all the past videos, all the old artwork, gave him the whole album, the first album, The Show, which came out in 2008.
So this was his introduction to EMC.
Yeah, really,
much,
it
right?
was. It really was. I mean, he knew who I was, and he was interested in potentially doing a record with me. But the first thing I said was, well, the next thing on my plate is EMC. That's what I'm working on next.
Yes.
I'm not doing anything as a solo artist until this EMC record comes out. And he was like, okay, well, let's do it.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I mean, like I said, I picked up the joint, and I was just listening to it, and the first track, Stay Busy. I thought it was such a dope track from the point of view each of you came from. It's like, yo, this is what I've been doing since then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, I'm going to start with Punchline this time, and like describe your verse on Stay Busy, and like because I know you underground superstar. I've been doing it was just dope how y'all did it.
But it's weird. I've been I'm still not happy with that verse. There's so much. You know what it is? It's not so many bars, and I did so much between the show and now. So I always felt that it could be tighter, but I like where it's at right now. It's kind of accurate to what was going on. I mean, I did the Underground Superstar project 2 years ago. Pardon me. And then, just living life, even deciding if I wanted to keep rapping or not. I think about that like almost every other day.
Like even now, like you.
Yeah. I'd be like, I think I'll stop now. But then something happened and inspired me to keep going.
Like what inspires you to keep going?
Right now, I probably have to say just the working aspect of it. It's like I'm having fun, doing the interviews, freestyling. I got them with me, so it ain't like I'm by myself doing everything. So it's dope.
Because you do a lot of writing, not just for yourself or other people, things like that. Like I said, last time you was on the show, we was talking about the First Take thing. Your song was on there, so you're like everywhere, So like it's like hip hop is your job, every day, thing. So it's kind of interesting that like I said, the Stay Busy was, I don't know, it's self-explanatory. It was just
you do like a new song or something, and then you're like, damn, what the fuck was I thinking about? Now stop it.
Yeah, all the time.
Right?
All the time with music, I guess I'm my own worst critic, you know what I mean? I guess someone like a perfectionist. I get that from Ace. He's a perfectionist.
Yeah, definitely. So words, man. I mean, your verse on Stay Busy, man.
It's, taking my daughter to school, contact who's important, recording by noon, never boring, touring New Orleans and Jordans and Jewels. Home to the Florida pool, the water is cool. That's pretty accurate to my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I live in Florida, take my daughter to school. I got some water in the backyard. So my situation is very accurate, and recording by noon, I kind of have like a daily regimen of when I wake up. This is pretty much my day. Take my daughter to school. I write and record to 12. Then 12 to 1, I play Xbox to get a break. And then by 2 o'clock, I pick up my daughter. That's pretty much. So that way I can have a schedule to make sure I'm going to work on music.
Yeah.
So I make sure I have like my own, because I'm in the
like a routine.
At home. I want to make sure I do that, because if you don't have some type of routine, then you won't find yourself there doing it. You'll just be like, whatever. And I'm not into it like that. So that's what it's about.
Definitely. On your verse on the joint.
Yeah, I speak about on the first part of my verse. I speak about the records that I released.
Yeah.
In the last, since we put a record out last, and it was A&E, which was the collaboration project with me and Edo G.
Yeah.
And then in 2012, I dropped Son of Yvonne. So I just basically let people know that I put 2 records out since then.
Yeah, definitely, man. So speak on it in terms of it being the EP. So now this is an album is coming out later this year.
Yeah.
Now is it titled the same? Is it still called Turn? Or what's the title of the new album?
It's untitled right now.
Okay.
Because we're still putting the songs together. I'm kind of in my mad scientist mode. Where
Okay.
I'm trying to kind of figure out what we're gonna do with the title. But I really need to hear the songs and see what the songs are first.
Yeah.
But I have some ideas already coming together. The only thing that we do know, at least we've kind of talked about and agree on, is that we want the word "show" in the title.
Okay.
So
Like a follow-up to
similar
the
to how
2018.
EPMD, every album
Yeah,
had business in it.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna carry
All
that
right,
with
yeah.
the show.
All right, I like that. That's dope because I used to think like, damn, EPMD's gonna run out of these shits one of these days. You know, so they can't keep it forever, but they kept it going. It was crazy. So, well, what's up with Stricklin? Where's he at?
Oh, he's supposed to be on the phone. I'm supposed to call him.
Yeah, he's back in
Milwaukee.
So he went back there to handle some business, but he actually was out here for about a week run worth of press with us for a minute.
Okay.
So he's been up here with us for a couple of these dates, and then we'll all actually connect. And I think next week we'll all actually connect in London.
Wow.
So we'll be out there together, and we got a couple of show dates coming out. We got Luxembourg, then we got London, we got Portugal, we got Germany, and we got
And this is all next week?
Yep, starting May 29th.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it'll be next week.
Yeah.
Going into the
That's
to
a
the
really
month.
dope way to connect. Like, yeah, I'll see you in London.
Yeah, that's how it is. So it's pretty much like that, being that we all live in separate locations. It's similar to how we record. Even though we far apart, when you got the internet and things like that, the world is so much smaller now that you could be. You get kids that's talented. You have a kid in whatever,
Like
in
Japan or something.
Japan, you got a kid in Alaska about to blow up off the influence of what we got going on here now. They'd be like, yo, I watch GID Radio, and you know what I mean? I seen y'all on there, and you'd be like, what?
That's true.
It's so small, man, that you could be anywhere and still make it happen.
Yeah, definitely, man. Oh, that's Stricklin on the phone?
Strick, can you hear us?
Yep.
What's good, man?
What's going on?
Man, how's the weather in Milwaukee right now?
It's perfect right now. It's about 70.
70?
Nope, not a cloud in the sky. Nice little breeze. Got my windows open in the crib, just cleaned up. I'm good.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, I was speaking to the fellas about the Stay Busy, the first joint off the Turning Point EP. Describe your verse, because I was asking them like what they was doing. How 100% real is that?
It's very real. The first verse I talk about being in the malls and trying to get sneakers, because that's pretty much what we all do. So I was the one to kind of touch on it, but yeah, definitely a sneaker pimp. And then second verse, I kind of wanted to just give an ode to South Africa a little bit, because I've been there a couple of times, and each time it was lovely. So I got a couple of people that follow me on Twitter from South Africa, so I just wanted to kind of throw a shout out to them. And that's what it is.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Africa, have you been following the situation? What is it, Boko Haram, where he kidnapped?
No, I haven't. What's that?
Well, pretty much he's like this militant leader who kidnapped a bunch of schoolgirls. I think like
200.
200 schoolgirls, and he's like, it's like sex slaves things. He's selling them into marriage, and he's just selling them off and things like that. So that's a big thing that's going on over there right now. It's kind of crazy.
There's a big campaign called Save Our Girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that's about.
Yeah.
Nigeria or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I did hear about that. Yeah, that's horrendous.
Yeah, it's sick, really, really sick, man. But man, the Turning Point EP. So since you said you're in Florida, Ace is probably
I'm in Jersey now.
New Jersey. So he's my neighbor. Punchline is probably in Lower East Side or
Lower East
Lower East
Side.
Side still, and Milwaukee. So how was it to the recording process? Like you said, was it emailing type of thing?
Yeah. Basically, we each get beats and whatnot, and we'll write our concepts, our ideas, and we all have Pro Tools, so we can go ahead and lay the idea down and email it out to one another, see how everybody feels about it. And from there, we just, if cats like it, do the writer's verse, jump on it, or do whatever. And then once we agree that's the joint, and we're gonna go with that. We go into the studio, we all come together, flick and Ooh, woo.
Strick. Yeah, I was like,
And Words flies in. I said, Flick.
Flick, yeah.
They come to New York City, and we go in the studio, and we just start putting stuff down.
That's what's up, man.
Also, basically, y'all pre-product it like through the internet, and then actually get together to record it. Did you take like you waited to like have a certain amount?
Yeah.
And then came in and said, yeah, we're gonna do these 5 or 6 songs.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have a good chunk. And then we just go in and try to knock everything out and whatnot. And then once everything's laid, you kind of get the direction of what you want to fix, add, or do whatever from there.
How many? Because you have another project actually that's going to be coming out later in the year.
Yeah.
So you actually did a good bulk recording while you was actually doing this EP then.
Exactly. Yeah, we had songs that we had recorded that we basically sacrificed for the EP, and then there were other songs that we were like, nah. That's got to be for the album.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't wait to hear those then.
Yeah, nah.
The
album is next level. The album is next level.
Why did you make the decision actually to break it apart and make an EP and also?
It was actually Penalty's idea. Neil was because I explained to him that if he wanted the album, it was going to be fall 2014. Okay. And he was like, "Oh man, that's a long time. We're trying to launch the label. Yeah. Is there any way you could put together, 5 or 6 songs as an EP just to?" Because they were ready to launch.
And
we were the first thing up. So we basically put this EP together so that they would have something that they could start working. And so we threw that together for them so they have something to work.
Yeah, that's definitely dope. It's kind of crazy because, like you said, you guys, you email your tracks and your vocals and things like that, the concepts. Mm-hmm. But, I watched the Charlie Murphy video. And you guys are like having so much fun. It's like the chemistry, like you could tell you guys, get along behind the scenes. It's like natural. So it's just like you didn't miss a step, more or less. Yeah. And so it was just like so refreshing, like from a hip hop enthusiast, hip hop fan. I'm just like, yo, this is refreshing. These guys are having fun. If you haven't seen the video, go on YouTube, check it out. It's called Charlie Murphy. EMC is such a dope video. They're having fun. They're in a barbershop. They're in the street. It's a dope video. So, you have any other videos planned for this project?
Yeah. We're working on getting a video done right now for Verified and the sweet potato fries record.
Oh yeah. I like
See,
that.
so,
yeah.
That's your personal favorite now?
That's one of my favorites.
That's the joint. Everybody, that's the joint, man. So. We're working on that. Really, we just want to get as much footage for everything the way it is nowadays, too. And it's such a small project. We're going to try to get as much
as possible,
Yeah, as many videos done as possible. But those are the two that's really up to bat right now that we're trying to focus on nailing in. But, yeah, that right there. But that sweet potato fries, everybody be amped, man.
Yeah. If you haven't...
Strick.
Yeah, you on there?
Strick?
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite joints off the album that you think y'all might make a video for or should make a video for?
Initially it was Stay Busy. I was going hard with that needs to be the jump off. But I'm with everybody right now. I'm feeling that sweet potato fries joint.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what's weird? Like being in the studio, I guess we all have our own personal favorites that we thought this is the one to go.
Yeah.
But then when we saw the crowd's response to certain records,
it's like,
I'm starting to feel that one.
Yeah.
Mine was the coolest.
Yeah, it's good.
The coolest.
Yeah.
I wish the coolest was longer, like the rhyme parts.
Right.
I wish we'd have killed it a little more.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing I like about this project is that the skits. Like, people don't do skits as much as they used to before. And I'm just like, they're doing more for the project. They added a little salt to it, and it's like, I like that. You're having fun with it. It's just the aspect of skits. Everybody is just like, yo, let me do my verse, do my song, track, mix it down, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's it. They don't do nothing else. And y'all was having fun with it. So what was the direction on the skit? The skits, because it was like the phone calls, like, yo, I'm not here. Yo, oh, it's me, Punch. Oh, nah, you got, it was dope, and it was like who came up with the skits, or like what was the idea behind that?
Well, I came up with these skits really to try to tell the story of us getting back together.
Yes.
And so I said it would make sense to tie the Neil Levine call into it, because that's really how this got going.
Now that's actually him.
That's actually him.
Okay.
Yeah. He actually made that call, and we recorded it, and it wasn't the actual call, but it
it was
But I just thought it was the way I viewed the EP was almost as a commercial or a trailer for the album.
Yeah.
So
that's how I actually listening to it. It's like this is like preview for the bigger picture type of thing.
Yes, the bigger picture's coming, man.
That is actually pretty genius. Like,
it's dope, man.
That's a really big setup, you know,
it
to
is.
just do something like that, like all pieces and the songs, and then go and then ta-da, you know, like this is what, you know.
And I just want to say, none of these records are on the album, so it's not like you're gonna get faked out with these 6 records and 6 more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be a whole new set of records for the album.
Definitely, man. That's dope, man. So like you guys are touring, so like what do you think about hip hop globally versus here?
Strick, you wanna answer that?
Hip hop globally, I say this to people all the time. As far as the fans wise, the people that come to the shows, I think it's equal as far as the appreciation in Europe and in the States. I think everybody appreciates it, but in Europe they tend to just show it more. You know what I'm saying? Like we appreciate stuff in the States, and we go to shows and we watch the rappers on stage, and I think we appreciate it, but we just don't like to show it because we too cool for school over here. Over there, they wild out, they get drunk and they wild out at these shows, and they're not too cool to show their admiration and their appreciation for the music. Whereas over here, you know what I'm saying, we see rappers all the time. At least you guys live in New York, y'all, you know, you can bump into Pharoah Monch at the grocery store or something. Like over there, they don't see people, so they appreciate it when you come over there and perform for them. So they show their appreciation more. So that's the big difference, I think, as far as the music over there. As far as the actual artists, the MCs, obviously I don't know the language, so it's hard for me to really get into any of the MCs over there. I can appreciate the flow and the presentation of it. There's some dope people just vibing on their flow. I can tell they saying something dope, but I don't really know what they're saying, so I can't really judge it. But there was a rapper in Germany, and the guys can attest to this, who kind of was opening up for us in the beginning, and then we came back like 2-3 years later, and he was like a big deal, and we was kind of opening up for him. And his name was Denderman. But once again, he rhymes in German,
so you don't know
what he's saying. I can't understand a word he's saying, but I can see that the flow is there and that the people love it. So he obviously is a dope artist. And just to go from, you know, opening up for us, and then we coming back, and he got the tour buses, and he doing his thing. That was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get into some we did last time when Punch was here, like some crazy tour stories. It was now I know, I think who I think Punch is the only one that's not married, correct?
Right.
All right.
No, Strick's not married.
Strick not married?
Yeah.
Okay. But I know so I don't know if your women are listening. I don't want that.
But this is the past. Story's got to be about girls.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying.
Ladies.
No, it doesn't have to be specifically that. Right. But I'm just saying, like, what's because I remember you was telling me one crazy story about, I think somebody jumped on stage, or one of y'all jumped in the crowd or something like that. I think it was you.
I might tell the story when he pushed dude on stage. You talking about?
I think so.
Or when he kicked the dude in the face?
Yeah.
Kicked the dude in the
face. Yeah.
Wow. The boot in Canada? Was that Canada?
Yeah,
that was Canada.
Canada?
That was funny.
Yeah, somebody throwing
Montreal. Thank you, Strick.
Anybody in this room would have kicked dude in the face.
Yeah.
No, what happened?
And
he was drunk, and he was in the front row, right in the front, and he was so excited about the show, he decided to take his beer and splash it in my face.
Oh!
He just took his beer and went.
Wow.
And I don't play that stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like, so I put one arm around Punch, one arm around Words to brace myself.
Like a Big Daddy Kane routine
and I stomped his face.
Wow.
You had boots on, if I'm right? I want to say he had boots on, if I'm right.
I stomped his face.
You know what sounds crazy about that story? That you're actually like setting up, you're putting your arm, and this guy has no idea what's about to happen.
He didn't know what I was gonna do. I guess I don't know.
That's fucking crazy.
We gotta tell the stalker story too.
Oh my God. You want
to
tell that one?
Yeah, you tell us, Jake. You do it better.
It happened to you.
I really have no memories of that, only flashbacks. So I probably need somebody to help me tell that story.
You talking about manipulation? You talking about that?
No. There was a.
Oh,
you wasn't even with us.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Lady Eloise. Tell
This was another story.
Punch wasn't there, right?
Punch wasn't there. there was a female fan who she liked Strick.
Okay.
And so she had come to a couple of shows previous years.
Okay.
But this particular year, she made it back to the hotel room where she was kind of hanging out in the lobby or whatever. And I think Strick kind of entertained her for a minute, poured a couple of drinks or whatever, and sent her on her way. The next morning, she was in our lobby. Like, we get ready to go to the airport. She's in our lobby, and she has a bag. We're like, what are you doing?
Oh, you serious? Oh, my God.
Like, what? She's like, I want to go. He's like, no, you can't go.
Yeah.
She was like, no, I want. She wanted to get in the van and roll with us to the next place we was going. He was like, nah. So we basically was like, no, we got in the van, we jetted.
Wow.
We got to the airport. She's at the airport.
Wow.
She's at the airport.
She's at the gate, not just at the airport.
Hold on. I'm trying to build a story. I'm trying to build a story.
Oh, my God.
So it's like, well, she wasn't from this city either, so maybe she's going home. So we
like whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's online or whatever. We ignoring her. So we get to our gate. We chilling at the gate. Look up. She's sitting near our gate. I'm like, nah. We get on the plane. So everybody's on the plane. The plane has completely boarded. We don't see her. So I'm like, okay, we good. She's gone. Last second, here she comes walking down the aisle.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
She's on our flight. How did she get?
Yeah.
How did she get on our flight?
Yeah. That's crazy.
She had credit cards from her parents, and I guess they had money.
Oh.
So she was buying flight. She bought the flight on the spot.
Where's this at?
This was Copenhagen, right?
I have no idea.
It was Copenhagen.
Flashback.
No, it was Copenhagen. It was Copenhagen. And so she was on our flight.
Wow.
And so we just didn't talk to her. Like, we just ignored her. Like, we just pretended that she wasn't there. And when we got to the next city, we jumped in our van. She was trying to get in the van with us to go where we was going, but she didn't know where we were going.
Yeah.
She didn't know what a hotel was. So we got in the van, and we actually had to.
The tour manager, she jumped into a cab to follow that van.
You serious?
Our tour manager got out and went to the cab driver like,
don't follow us.
Don't. Yeah, she told him.
Yeah, that's the only way we got rid of her.
And he kicked the girl out his cab.
Yeah,
and we was out.
Yeah.
Dang, that's serious.
Nutty.
Serious
Did she pop up at the show later?
No, thank God.
But I will say she did buy I think she bought everything on the merch table that first night.
Wow. So I guess she figured you got older or something.
I have a feeling she's going to pop up again this year.
Uh-oh.
Gosh, I hope not. I'm scared.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy.
But when I talk to Words about this, Punch 2, the Lyricist Lounge show. I was a big fan of the show. I loved it. I think it was a skit with you and I think Snoop. Yeah. Like that was one of my favorites of all time and things like that. Like how was your stint on that show? Like what was the experience?
It was incredible for me because I learned a lot about TV stuff.
Okay.
So more so than just being on there acting and writing rhymes. Learn how to put stuff together. Like, we had producer credits too. So I learned how to put stuff together from behind the scenes. The one thing that I always be wanting to let people know is that we wrote the rhymes for the rappers.
Yeah. Yeah, I could tell,
Like, the rappers were coming on there and people...
It was just a face.
Yeah, they were coming on and they were so excited that we wrote it for them.
Yeah.
Because it was like a script. There wasn't no issues. Some people might change something. So, like, Snoop would add, instead of wearing, Adidas, he changed them to Chucks.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was their little...
To fit there.
Yeah, so they would change stuff. Like Snoop would add blue. He wanted to have blue for the Crips, you know what I mean? Some people wrote their stuff, but, like, overall, the way the superstars came into the show so accepting of what we did is what made it such a memorable moment for me, because it was almost like a stamp of approval on the quality of what we were writing so ill that they were willing to say it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like an arrival thing in my eyes for being a dude rhyming on the streets and being able to bring that to the TV, and the world being able to see it. Even freestyling on TV, that's where it got big.
At the end of the show, that was one of the illest things I've
that was
seen.
actually the highest rated part of the show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. So that is that's what I learned from it. It's just that really you're able to, if as long as you're able to present it correctly, it'll work.
Yeah,
So that's what I really took from it, a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely. Because y'all do a lot of like ghostwriting for like other shows, cartoons.
Oh
yeah. What cartoons? I might have heard of. Like what?
I did Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Back to the Lab Again. I did a song called "Back to the Lab Again" with Prince Paul. It's really Prince Paul, man.
Yeah.
He recruits me for these things. Like, he's like,
Prince Paul is incredible,
who
man.
could write?
Don't forget
for
Dino
TV?
5.
Oh, I did the Dino 5. All right, so I did Dexter's Laboratory, song called "Back to the Lab Again," which to this day, I get paid from it. And where I see it is on the airplanes. When kids are riding the airplanes.
Oh, really?
And I never thought about that. But when you sit down with your kid on the airplane,
exactly.
The first thing you tell them to go to is the Nickelodeon and all that. You know what I mean? And then I did SpongeBob movie soundtrack. Got a song on there called "The Bubble Party." Prince Paul again. Then we did a Dino 5 album. Prince Paul again. Brought me in with Mecca from Diggable Planets, Charlie Tuna, Scratch from the Roots. So, and that being around that genius and stuff to do it is keeps me excited about being able to branch out and do that.
Definitely, man. That's amazing, man. Going back to the album again, Super Bowl Sunday. So obviously you guys are sports fans.
Definitely.
So what do you think about this whole Donald Sterling situation that's going on in the NBA?
Well, definitely he needs to bounce. He needs to be up out of there and sell the team. I'm not in any way of the belief that there aren't other owners that think that way and feel that way and have those views. But he made his got brought to light. So once you get brought to light, brother, you got to pay the piper. And so by all means, like I know that the owners definitely are doing the right thing and sending him packing. That needs to happen. Straight up, that's my opinion.
Straight.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I'm with Ace. He's not the only owner who feels that way. And I don't know if you guys heard the new Mark Cuban
comment. Yeah, Stephen A. got roasted for like siding with him on Twitter yesterday.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
but I mean, obviously, there's more owners who feel this way. I was watching who's the comedic political guy, Ace, who I was just telling you about.
Bill Maher?
Yeah, I was watching Bill Maher, and he made a good comment and a good point that this information was kind of illegally gathered. So we got to be very careful as to, do we want to go forward with making this a precedence to where if somebody can just bug your phone and get conversations that you're having inside your house and use them against you, do we really want to go down that road? Now, I'm glad that it was brought to light. You know what I'm saying? And he made an example as to, like, if you catch your wife cheating and you get the information, the wrong way, she's still cheating, even though you got the information the wrong way. You're not going to just let her off the hook just because you got the information in the wrong way. It's still bad information, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's a fine line that we're towing right here. But obviously he needs to be out of the NBA. He doesn't need to be part of the Clippers anymore or any other NBA team. But who else is of the same mindset is what I want to know. I'm interested to see what this vote is going to be, and I don't know why it's taking so long.
Well, I think they set it for June 3rd. I'm interested in actually seeing, like, if it's all a unanimous vote the other way. Like, imagine if it's 29 owners that said he should stay. Imagine that. Because obviously it's a boys' club.
Then that's when the players
boycott.
have to stand up and show the power that they have.
Work their pockets.
Exactly.
If they don't have no players, they don't have no league.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna say the other way, because I just think they're thinking like, okay, I see what this is doing to his business.
And it's going to affect,
I don't need that happening to mine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to eat that and just make sure nobody taping me.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's really it.
Yeah.
Watch what I say.
Yeah. Oh, me personally,
Yeah.
I'm really tired of talking about the topic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so old. I mean, I think what Silver did was good. He made the right decision. The dude doesn't need to sell his team.
Yeah. 'Cause, well, I think the announcement came out maybe a couple hours before the show that
Right.
they actually they had to sell. Yeah, the wife had to sell.
The wife has to sell it. Yeah, or he's letting his wife agree to sell it, whatever. So with that, I mean, with everything that's going on, I think it was handled the right way. I'm pretty sure there's more people that do feel that way. And to touch on the Mark Cuban situation, I saw that whole interview. I didn't really feel offended by that at all.
Me either. I didn't feel
I think
offended
what
by
he said was accurate.
pretty accurate. I mean, everybody has these prejudices. He just said it. Yeah, sometimes when I see
I'll see a black dude in a hoodie and I'm crossing the street sometimes. And I'm a black dude. So
it's like.
But that's the thing. The other part of it is people are forgetting that he said a white dude too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we got to say both. If you see a white dude that looks kind of crooked.
Yeah.
Sensitive topic, man.
So I think that's what the big thing with Stephen A. was mad about is that people were just cutting off and parsing the words and leaving.
He's like, if I see anybody that looks like a suspect, I'm crossing the street, you know. And I think it was a poor choice of words because when he mentioned a black dude in the hoodie, everybody, Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
So that's what they clicked in their head because that's the image from last year.
Yeah.
So I think that was a poor example that he
he could have just said, if I see a black dude looking crazy, I'm over.
Yeah.
I said white dude looking crazy.
But they would have said, what, black people the only ones that look crazy?
Yeah,
Because people are sensitive and stupid and don't want to have a conversation about stuff like that and don't know how to.
Yeah, and he
Then
apologized.
you got those dudes that want to get their light, but this is my time to shine.
Yeah.
Get my Al Sharpton on. Let me
Yeah.
tell you about this,
I
brother.
had
Some dudes
that
OD.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with Stephen A. and somebody came and I'm going back and forth with him and he started going into history lessons on Twitter. I was like, brother,
Yeah.
that's not the point.
But,
Like,
Yeah.
we not,
Even Al Sharpton gets his Al Sharpton on.
Exactly. The opportunist. I wanted to speak to Ace about this, and I want to know your thoughts about this for a minute. All right, Master Ace. Obviously, you have an influence on Eminem. One of Eminem's favorite albums is Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
He has a group, 4-man group,
Interesting,
similar
right?
to, coincidentally, EMC.
But they were formed with that name before he signed them.
That is
Yeah.
Let's be.
But to put it out there as Slaughterhouse and market it as Slaughterhouse, like, how do you feel about that?
I don't have a feeling really. Like
Really?
it doesn't bother me.
But did you second guess it? Like, that's a coincidence? Like,
I wondered, like, because when I saw that that's what they were naming the group, I was just wondering,
like where
where they come. Did they have any? I'm gonna say that they had to be aware I had an album with that title.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I don't feel like it was motivated by that.
Yeah.
I definitely paused and looked at it and was like, okay, that's cool. You know, I don't have a copyright on the word.
Yeah.
And I spelled mine differently.
Yeah.
So, I stopped and looked and was like, okay. And there's a weird coincidence there, but there's no way to really, like, they haven't said anything publicly one way or the other, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, because, obviously they're super lyrical group. You guys are super lyrical group. What do you think about, actually, I think it was Hollow the Dawn. I think he actually is supposed to battle Joe Budden, like in some type of battle or whatever. And
Eminem's actually the one that's putting that.
Yeah, like the whole
battle league.
Yeah, and so Hollow the Dawn said that he believes that Slaughterhouse, the group, would get demolished by URL rappers. And I was just thinking about it, and I was like, well, if you have X amount of time to prepare for these dudes, you may have a point. But like, for instance, I mean, if you've seen Wordsworth at the end of fucking Lyricist Lounge, these dudes are battle prepared, they battle tested, Punchline battle tested, Stricklin, Masta Ace, these guys are, they step in the ring and do their thing. So what do you think about the hip hop artists versus like the battle rappers and like nowadays? It's like open challenge now. They're challenging rappers like left and right now.
Yeah, I don't know that those are the two same things. I think it's two different kinds of fruit. You're talking apples and oranges. There's cats that make records.
Yes.
And that's what they're good at. I feel like I'm one of those guys.
Okay.
And then there are cats that every rhyme they write is their whole purpose in being on earth is
like, I'm the best
is to
MC.
go at other rappers.
Yeah.
And I had that in my blood when I was younger. When I was in high school, that's all I wanted to do was just go at cats.
Yeah.
But many years have passed, and I've realized that it's for me, it's become about making records and songs that people like and that resonate with people around the world. And I completely respect that genre, that arena. I'm a fan of it. I like watching it when it's good dudes doing it.
Yeah.
Not when dudes are terrible. I can't watch two terrible dudes battle. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
But I just think it's two different sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really two different sports.
Yeah, definitely.
But do you think that like does it affect? I mean, I wouldn't think that it would affect the battle arena, but like as far as like somebody who more or less makes songs and stuff like that and is doing this thing, doing that, sort of to cross over into the battle arena, does that?
It's very risky, man.
Yeah, I believe so.
As a record maker, as an artist that makes records, my battling will be on record. I've had records where I went at people, and they made records about me, and that's where it kind of stayed. And for me, that's where I belong doing it. And these guys, man, that's all they do.
Yeah.
And so, for a cat to step out of the kind of the record making arena and try to step into that, it's a risk.
Yeah.
It's going to be a challenge. Joe is going to have his hands full, but he's a dope MC, so I know he's going to bring things. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of, if he can overcome all of the stuff that Hollow has to speak about, where he doesn't have nearly as much ammunition to go against Hollow.
Right, because pretty much his whole life has been,
we know
video
it all.
blogs, and
we know
everything like that. Anytime that if he got like snuffed by somebody or this or that, no, this is real.
That's going to come up. You know
because
that.
he's the one who actually put it out there. We wouldn't even actually know if he didn't put it out there. I mean, words would fly and people would say, "I heard this," but he actually put it out there because he doesn't mind showing humility. He's pretty okay with it, But it's a different story when you're actually going to get in the ring and someone's going to talk about it now. So that is pretty much a risky thing for him to do. I mean, obviously you pretty sort of like cemented your statement in a way, but each and any one of you, like you, Stricklin, Words, Punch, what if somebody actually like from the battle arena called you out and said, "Yo, if Masta Ace dares, if Punch Words, Words, Strick dares, this," what would you say to that?
Man, check the tape.
No.
I'm saying, look at these dudes battle.
Let Strick go first, because I got my answer. I'm going to let Strick go.
Strick.
I don't know. I'm definitely not in that arena, so I definitely think it would be a risk, like Ace said, but it's kind of hard to get called out and not really do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess I have to cross that bridge if I ever have to cross it. I mean, I hope I don't. I hope dudes stay in their lane and leave it at that. But, it's hard when another grown man calls you out. It's hard not to be, to be a rapper, you definitely have to have a chip on your shoulder. You have to have a certain amount of confidence and cockiness a little bit, too. So, if somebody calling you out, that'd be a tough one to not take that bait. But, I'm definitely not in that realm of hip hop, and I like to watch it from afar and enjoy it and be a fan of it. So it would be hard for me to take that risk. But then again, like I said, you gotta walk with that chip on your shoulder if you want to be a rapper.
Yeah, for me, it's like whatever, like I got tons of rhymes that throughout the course of years that you would have to have laid down some foundation of what I've done for me to even really respect what you're saying, because to me it wouldn't even be worth it. It's a bait type thing. They want to bait you into something
to make them look bigger.
And so for me it would be like have to be something like that. And then I might get a little response on the record. I'm not coming to the arena with all the theatrics and screaming in your face and doing all that, because for the most part, that's that arena. But one of the reasons I like Ness, when Ness battles, I can hear the rhyme on the record. I can't hear some of those rhymes ain't on the record. What I'm saying? And it would be totally different if I rhymed on a record, and then they rhymed on a record after me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be totally different, and it would probably be the same thing if they did this whole yelling, screaming, battling thing, and I went to a battle. You know, I'm just not into it like that. So for me, I more or less probably would just throw a couple of jabs back, but it'd be on the record. I'm not coming to the arena doing all the madness.
Before, just to touch on what you just said, it's funny. Some people actually say that they don't actually like battles because they don't do it over a beat. Because that's actually the way it started, you know?
Right.
And now they don't do that. They sort of like
no
supplemented
flow.
that out of the picture.
Yep.
You know, and they just, which is, I mean,
It's
to
more
each his
spoken
own.
word, like
it's more spoken word.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I would I saw a battle online, and they did one round on beat, and then did another round without a beat. And that's how I got to see the rhyme, how to do actually rhyme and sound on beat.
Yeah.
And it sounded hotter to me. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I would prefer that because, the spoken word stuff, you ain't got to be on beat. You be like, look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And wait
No,
10
I
minutes.
saw
cooking you.
I saw you down the block.
But you think that,
You know what I mean?
some people will say that in some way the beat would influence the crowd. Like if you pick the right beat.
Like if you pick
people
ones.
go, oh, and you to just say a couple
Doesn't-
of words that's a good,
Nah, it won't do that.
Rhyme off the same beat.
Yeah, I don't think it'll do that today. Because today we're so seasoned with good rhymes. Like I watch the battles for good. It's a lot of great wordplay in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So like you would really know now. Like me and Ace watched some battles from years ago that when we were younger, some dudes battling that got names, we were like, that was hot back then. Now you be like, them rhymes are terrible. Yo, we watched some battles.
Well, I just brought that up because I remember back in the days, like RZA jumping into a battle and then he loses to somebody because they gave him that good beat, and it was like, damn, the kid goes in, and it was like, I mean, he was alright, but it was like he was riding the beat, but
I don't think it would be like that now though, because like I think we're really seasoned to recognize hot lines. You know how
Right.
I would probably back that up with watching 106 in Park. When dudes is terrible over the beat, they're terrible over the beat.
Yeah.
They be terrible over the beat. They be
Yeah.
terrible going over the top. A lot of mama jokes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah.
real terrible.
But
And
that's actually the problem. There's not a lot of going off the top. Like if you tell, go off the, all of that shit is written.
they be having written rhymes on there, but let's be real. Like when we watch 106 in Park and they're battling, the people that's watching that aren't the people that are watching Arsenal battle. And
Yeah,
some of that.
exactly.
That's two different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the TRL crowd.
Yeah,
type
those are
of
different
thing.
people
Yeah.
because the quality is two different
Yeah.
qualities of rhyming. So,
Right.
I just would like to hear a beat though.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Oh, for me, this is Punchline, by the way. I don't know. Battling is different to me now. It's very disrespectful, and I just can't. All up in your face and damn near like if this is my. They're all like, all
Yeah.
that, to me that's not battling. Like when we was battling, it was a beat involved. Even if it was a beatbox, you spit your rhyme. Like your shit had to be on beat. Your rhymes had to be ill.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes now, if you put a beat under them, like some of them Murder Mook lines don't deliver the same.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah.
On tempo.
Right. There's
You know
actually
what I'm saying?
some of them that
T-Rex,
they
all of them.
don't do music at all. Like
Yeah.
at all. They just battle rap.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that's it. They probably never been over a beat in their life.
And
Right.
and that you saying that would be similar to what I was leading to is just saying that same guy saying something on the beat after my rhyme is gonna probably be like, his rhyme is terrible because
Right.
it's a different format. So it's two different.
It's two
arenas.
different worlds.
Two
Yeah,
different worlds,
yeah.
man.
Trying to follow yours would be damn.
And
I
to
just
add it real
dropped my
quick-
shit. No,
And to add it real quick, I remember something. The Blaze battles was over a beat.
Yeah.
yes, it was.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like it could be done. It just has to be done right. Like all that the URL stuff is dope. It's good for how they doing it.
Right.
But I think a beat will make it different.
It brings it out better. I mean, I remember. I think it was what battle? I think it was you. You was in like a cipher. I think it was like 50 Cent. I think it was like
him,
Nori
50 Cent and
Yeager.
50 Nori and Consequence.
Yeah, that was a dope, and it was just like, and everybody was just like, just do it, because the lyrics and the flow and everything, delivery, it stood out. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, this dude is killing it, and they all like pretty much agreed. So when the lyricist kills it, on or off beat, it's like I call it a ninja. You could drop a ninja anyway, he survived. So that was
Right.
Yeah, definitely dope.